Yes. So now, is there a shortage still of driver's licenses, and what can we expect moving forward?
Your Honor, right now po meron ng shortage ng driver's licenses, no? As of today, I think we have only around 70,000 ID cards available nationwide, no? And we're reserving this for yung pong mga OFW, no? Kasi po kailangan po nila yung mga IDs na to, no?
Shortage po, Secretary, is ganun karami po? Yung backlog?
Ang backlog ho nito ay inaabot na siguro ng mga
700,000.
700,000, no? 690,000 po ang backlog, no? Although ang ginawa po ng LTO is they extended the validity of licenses that became due starting April 24, no, until October 31, no. So isa po 'yan sa mga backlogs, no. But ang ini-issue po nila ngayon dun sa mga bagong drivers na kumukuha ng driver's license is initially an OR po, no.
With the permission of Senator Grace po, you appeared before the House Committee on Transportation last May 2, 2023, this year. And from the records I have here, as of May 2, the total backlog was just 234,149. Just last month. Ngayon po, June, after a month, 700,000 na. So naging 500,000 yung increase. Paano po nangyari yon kung merong may papel na nadagdagan ng 500, kalahating milyon na nadagdag, Secretary? Nababawasan, dumami pa.
Actually po hindi na nakapag-issue ng mga driver's license po dahil na-extend na yung validity, no. Pero we consider po na these are backlogs already, no.
So the current figure now is 700,000 from 234,149. So do we expect another 500,000 jump next month? Tuloy na yan. Tuloy 1 million na yan mahigit.
We're right now, sir, we are finalizing the procurement of there's an ongoing procurement, no. There is already the lowest bidder. We're just doing a post qualification of the lowest calculated bid, no. And if we will be able to finalize this, if we will qualify the lowest bidder, no, we should be able to get maybe 500,000 licenses in July, no.
Grace po, you can regain the floor.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, napaka-basic po kasi talaga ng lisensya. Tapos, March pa nagkakaroon ng procurement. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin, final bidding process pa lang, hindi pa rin tapos. So, nakikita talaga natin na may pagkukulang dito. Ano pa naman yan? So, sana naman ay bilis-bilisan na natin. May mga emergency procurement naman, di ba? At siguro pinapaalala ko rin, yung lowest bidder is not necessarily the best provider of service. Again, track record is really important, capability, etc. And also the speed with which they will be able to provide those licenses. Kung tayo nga pumapasok sa kumpanya, bilis-bilis makakuha ng ID, I understand this is probably more complicated, but there's really no excuse for this. So maybe at a special time, I'd like to request for a meeting with the Secretary to really get to the bottom of this. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Grace po. Senator Hercito, you have queries directed to DOTR or LTO before we jump to COA and the Securities and Exchange Commission?
Yes, Mr. Chair, no. I'd like to siguro yung query kanina ni Senator Coco, yung issue, no, connected yung parang yung LTO's generosity in extending deadlines, no, dito sa napansin ko. Anybody can answer siguro sa LTO kasi Sec Bautista assume, but siguro yung history in its amendment of payment schedules, no? For example, schedule AOP 219 A-001 dated 15 October 29, the LTO recognized that the go live is not yet possible in the months to come. The percentage of completion stood at 34%, Mr. Chair. And yet, LTO amended the terms of payment as specified in the bid bulletin number 3 and allowed the payment of 1,066,985,851, which should have been made only after the project has gone live and the percentage of completion of 41% has been achieved. So tanong ko lang, Mr. Chair, bakit masyadong generous ang LTO in terms of amending itong mga payment scheme na dapat 41%, saan na before making that payment, inamend nila when it was only at 34%. Anybody can answer siguro, lalo na mga may history, Mr. Chair, who knows the history of this project.
LTO?
Mr. Chair, I only assume January 3 of 2022. So the history of the payments and the amendment of payments, hindi ko po kwan.
Excuse from answering that because that's my birthday. Meron ba bang ibang LTO?
Thank you, sir.
Meron pang ibang LTO who's knowledgeable? Secretary Bautista? Anyone with the
We have
Yes, Senator
here,
Grace.
somebody who we've worked with the Commission on Appointments. He's a very mild-mannered, very kind, and at the time, very efficient also. So, at the Commission on Appointments, I'd like to know if he's been briefed, Acting Secretary Villacorta, about what's happening in the LTO. Kasi lahat itong mga issue na ito, alam kaya niya yung mga nangyayari ngayon kasi di ba si Chairman Guadis nasa LTFRB na ngayon. Siya na ngayon ang acting LTO. Tinanong ni Senator Coco kung nung umalis si Chairman Guadis, nagbigay ba siya ng overview ng mga nangyayari sa LTO. Nagawa ba yan sa'yo ng iyong predecessor? And what is your understanding of the situation now, Acting Secretary Villacorta?
Sec Villacorta, you can answer.
And maybe answer also the question of Senator JB.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Senator Grace. We had coffee for 15 minutes before turnover last June 1. And except to say that I should not have taken the post, there was no turnover of documents or any lecture on these are the things that are pending. So I just took it as a matter of a remark that he was kidding me, and but I just took over from him. So I just said, I just smiled when he said, "You are bound to fail in this office." But I like challenges, and even if I'm just there for 5 days, on the first day I already went around and asked a possible fixer how much is renewal, and he said 2,000 po. So from that alone,
Sec Villacorta, the question of Senator Grace po is that were you apprised of the ongoings? Was there a proper turnover formally or informally? O alam nyo na yan, mistock knowledge na kayo dyan.
I said, Mr. Chair, that there was a 15-minute coffee and that was all, except to say that I should not have taken the post.
Regret having taken the post. May question kami sa inyo. The committee has been asking the LTO for the submission of relevant documents, but the LTO has not complied with the request of this Blue Ribbon Committee. You came from the Senate, you know the subpoena powers of this committee. When will you submit the documents being asked by this committee?
That was relayed to me yesterday, Your Honor, and so the most I could do was ask the budget and the finance to join us here because of the yesterday, I was also in a Senate hearing, and all I did was to text the people to come here to be present at least for lack of material time, Your Honor.
The documents, one of the documents being asked is LTO's contract with the current IT provider, Dermalog. Can you provide us that copy? Today,
Current contract with
Dermalog.
I have no copy of the Dermalag contract, Your Honor.
Who has a copy? That's a contract between LTO and Dermalog. And you're supposed to be the caretaker of LTO. So who has the copy? This is a public document.
If I may, Mr. Chair.
This is a public document.
Yes, the LTO has a copy and we will find a way to produce it today, Mr. Chair.
What's your name? What's your name?
Attorney Rainier Yebra po, Mr. Chair.
Please produce that document.
Mr.
Senator Grace po.
Chair, kawawa naman si Acting Secretary Villacorta. Parang he's left to, parang flying blind dito eh. Almost like wishing him failure, or I don't know what happened to in the past, but I don't know. I mean, you're basically, we work with you and we know you're credible, but unfortunately, this is almost like a snake pit, the LTO, and I was wondering what previous background do you have, acting secretary, for you to be able to hurdle all of these challenges? Do you have any knowledge at all with the LTO, or probably worked there before, or who can you trust now to do the transition for you? Because we want you to succeed.
I have been meeting with the division chiefs on a daily basis, and I know that the problems now are, the twin problems are IDs and plates. On IDs, I have been meeting every day on the providers, on Aponeda, on a possible private provider, and we are going to already sign an A2A agreement so that Aponeda can purchase within a month as to the at least 200,000 ID cards, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Chair, well and good that the acting secretary is now doing his best to catch up. But the very basic question of a Dermalog contract, attending a hearing that is based on Dermalog and their agreement with the government, he has no knowledge about that contract, I think is also very disheartening. I wish him the best, but it seems like he was really thrust into the lion's den here. And I hope that there will be those in the LTO who have institutional knowledge of this, who will really cooperate. And I think part of also the responsibility of accepting a position in government is to be able to provide a smooth transition to the next administration. So I think that in the next hearing, I would very much want to hear with the past secretary about his own experience in the LTO, what needs to be done so that we can improve on it. I'm quite disappointed that he wasn't able to make it today, and also Dermalog in particular. If they're not hiding anything, they should be ready to speak up and defend themselves. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Grace. The committee notes the absence of the critical witnesses here, but during the next hearing, we will endeavor to have them, their attendance. So,
Mr. Chair.
Senator JV?
Anyway, I commend the chair for calling this hearing right away, because the Blue Ribbon is really about accountability, so that these mistakes would not happen again. Kaya lang nakakalungkot, Mr. Chair, halos lahat ng tinatanong natin, all of these issues that we're asking, nobody can answer. Although most of the officials here in front of us only assume a year, and most of these contracts and decisions were made prior, but alam nyo naman po kung ano ang pag-uusapan ngayon eh. You should have researched. Dapat alam nyo po ito, it's your agencies are involved. Dapat alam nyo po yung nobody can answer. Yung historical data, wala kayo para namang Mr. Chair, this is already the Blue Ribbon Committee and you did not come prepared. it's really nakakaano, it's really sorry, pero medyo nakakainis kasi wala tayong nakukuha. We're just wasting our time. But Mr. Chair, in lieu of that, I move that all of these past officials of the LTO be invited, if some DOTR officials as well, who have knowledge when these contracts were signed or these packages were given or awarded, yung sa Dermalog especially, and other what we are talking about, siguro, so that we can get some answers. But nonetheless, it's still no excuse. Sorry po para but I think that the OTR officials and the LTO officials should have done their homework, Mr. Chair. Dapat alam nila history. We're just wasting time here. Sasabihin, hindi nila alam, kaka-assume ko lang ngayon, nung gantong buwan, wala pa ako alam. That's not acceptable, Mr. Chair. So, hopefully next hearing, Mr. Chair, that all of these people, especially from Dermalog and the LTO officials involved during those times will be here. Mr. Chair, thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Thank you, Senator JB. The committee secretariat is directed to issue the necessary invitations for the next hearing. So directed, we recognize the arrival and the presence of Senator Robin Hood Padilla. The minority leader is recognized.
yes, ang suggestion ko nga sana, Mr. Chairman, dun sa point ni Senator JV, let subpoena be issued to all of them, not an invitation letter, Mr. Chairman. Isubpoena na po lahat yon, yung lahat ng hindi pumunta ngayong araw at saka yung mga past leaders or heads of the LTO. Subpoena na po, hindi po invitation letter.
There is a motion here coming from Minority Leader to have a subpoena ad testificandum be issued to those who are absent.
I second, Mr. Chair.
There is a second.
I second.
No objections on the part of the members of the committee. The necessary subpoena ad testificandum will be issued to the former heads of the LTO as well as the absent private sector representatives here, primarily the officials of Dermalog. So direct.
Can I
Senator
put-
Pimentel?